Hey everybody, I'm Jesse and welcome to another edition of Gen X Thinks. And today we're going to talk about the idea of turning malls into Gen X retirement homes, which we touched on, we talked about a little bit in yesterday's live stream. But I think that's just a cool concept, and if y'all want to join me in using my imagination and looking at the possibilities of what could be if something like that was actually done, I think it'd just be kind of a cool thought experiment. First thing I thought of would be to take B. Dalton's or Books A Million. I don't know which one you had in your local mall. Maybe it was a different bookstore, but take that bookstore and rename it the Dungeon and make that into a D&D little area, right? A D&D store or whatever, where people play D&D or Magic the Gathering. They'd sell pencils and character sheets and shit. Maybe have professional dungeon masters in there. That'd be a cool little area, right? And then what was the other one? Take Sears probably. I think Sears was the one that had the auto center at the local mall where I'm at anyway. Sears had the tire center or some shit like that. And take that and convert that into like a mod shop where, you could take your BMX in there and take a grinder and a MIG welder to it or whatever and modify it or just create something totally new or whatever, but it's some kind of shop, right? So with tools and stuff in there, so you could tinker with stuff and create stuff in there. Maybe even a wood shop in one area of it or whatever. I think Sears store would be big enough for that. Now the arcade would have to be left alone, right? So there are a few stores that we'd have to leave alone. It'd just be what it is. The arcade, the movie theater could stay intact, playing movies from the 80s and stuff. The music store would have to stay the same. I'd keep Spencer's the same. Just, leave that alone. That'd be pretty cool to have a Spencer's there. The food court, I think we should leave the food court the same. Maybe change the menu a little bit. I don't know. But leave the food court pretty much the same, though. That'd be awesome. And then, what else? Oh, bonfires in the back. Like in the back parking lot. Have bonfire and kegger a couple times a week, maybe. And everybody should have vans so they could just lay down in the back of their van and go to sleep after the kegger. So you wouldn't have to like climb up to your apartment above the mall. That'd be important. And then outside we'd have a big boom box, right? We'd have to keep that shit retro. We couldn't have some kind of new technology playing music out there. But outside at the kegger, playing heavy metal out of a boom box. And then inside the mall, we could play like Top 40 or something like that from the 80s, of course. And then take one of the bigger shoe stores and turn that into a dance floor, a place where people could go dance, just like in junior high. Turn it into a junior high dance floor, just like we did back when we were in school. Once a month or whatever, we'd have a dance. People could dance every day though, but once a month we'd have an official dance, just like in school. I think that whole idea is attractive for some reason. Just living in a mall, that would be that would be pretty freaking cool if you ask me. I think that'd be a cool way to spend my old age, right? And if you have any ideas too, what we could do to make a mall a livable and enjoyable place, throw them down in the comments. I think I'd like to hear from y'all. Y'all probably have some great ideas for that. But yeah, then we turn, what is it, Montgomery Ward, maybe J.C. Penney. We could turn one of those into a skating rink, right? You think those stores would be big enough, to accommodate a skating rink? At least a small one, right? At least a small one. Let me see what this is. Yeah. So at least a small skating rink, I think, would be cool. And I don't know what we would do with the other one, like J.C. Penney and what the other stores. We'd still have room left to explore and to create things there. So but overall, I think that'd be that. Oh, outside too, we could put some half pipes. We'd have to have some nurses on station though, right? Because our bones don't bend like they used to. We broke bones back in the day by the score, but I think we'd break even more nowadays. But I've actually seen some video of some Gen Xers doing tricks on their BMXs in their 50s, Gen Xers in their 50s still doing tricks on their BMXs. That's pretty cool to watch. I like those kind of videos. But yeah, we'd have some kind of stuff out there for skateboards and BMXs out in the front parking lot, the big part of the parking lot, I think, or maybe off to the side or something. But yeah, that would be cool too. And anything like that to keep that nostalgic effect and to make it livable on a daily basis where we could have fun and enjoy ourselves and have a lot of different things to do, have events, have competitions for the art in the arcade and watch movies and do all that kind of shit. I think that would be a fun old folks home to live in. And we could do the same thing. We talked about it in my live stream yesterday. We do the same thing with the summer camp idea now. We wouldn't have to wait for the old folks home. We could do that kind of stuff now with like a summer camp, a Gen X summer camp at old abandoned malls, renovate them and have a summer camp. That'd be pretty awesome. Yeah. It'd probably be pretty cool to make a summer camp like that, have Gen X make a summer camp like that at those old abandoned malls, but then send younger kids to that summer camp, right? Let them get a feeling for how shit used to be, and not just out of a book, but actively live that life, at least even for a short time, a week or so. I think that would be pretty cool. But yeah, I'm fond of those days. Especially, I have really good memories of the malls and stuff from a teenager. And I would honestly, if I got that old, I really don't see myself being in an old folks home though. But as far as that goes, if I were to land in an old folks home, I'd want to be in something like that, some kind of 80s nostalgia themed place. I think that'd be pretty damn awesome. All right. Well, I'm just worn out from work. I haven't been getting much sleep, so I just kind of one off this thing here. I thought it was a really cool topic though, something I could just talk about real quick and touch base with y'all this morning. I was tired after last night's live stream and fell asleep instead of editing my video like I should have, so I apologize. But I will have a regular video up tomorrow, all right? But I thought that that the mall renovation would be a great topic for Gen X. And I wanted to make this video more to hear your feedback, right? To see what y'all had to think about it and what y'all would do with the mall rather than, you know, what I would do myself. So, yeah, so please put down in the comments any of your ideas, what you do for a Gen X retirement home in a mall, all right? And I'll leave you there with that. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and comment. And if you'd like to support the channel by becoming a member, I'll put that link down in the description, or you can head over to the channel page and become a member that way. And as always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one.